What does it mean to have your moon in the sign of Scorpio and in the 10th house in your chart? Find out now by watching today's video. Hello and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name's Isabel. I'm your spiritual rebel friend, and today we're talking about what it means to have your moon in Scorpio and specifically in the 10th house, because your moon is one of the most important parts you can know of your chart. It tells you your emotional patterns and your emotional needs so that you can live a fulfilling life. And the sign it's in tells you what those patterns and needs are, but the house is where you will get those needs met. So simply put, understanding your unique sign and house combination of your moon placement is essential for life fulfillment. So in today's video specifically, I'm going to cover the moon in Scorpio, the moon in the 10th house, the moon in Scorpio and in the 10th house, and how this moon in Scorpio and 10th house will show up in love, career, finances, and finally, at the end of today's video, we'll talk about specific self-care recommendations and practices that I would advise a moon in Scorpio in 10th house to utilize for ultimate life fulfillment, because some things are going to be more important for you to prioritize than others with this astrological placement. So if you are looking for practical application for this astrological information, watch through to the end of this video. And of course, if you like today's video, be sure to like it, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications, and join my free weekly newsletter down below where I share more practical guidance to the stars, and book a reading if you want more personalized guidance to your unique birth chart. You can learn more about the newsletter and my readings down in the description box below. But with that all out of the way, let's get into what it means to have your moon in Scorpio and in the 10th house. The moon in Scorpio is what I call the intense intuitive, because they emotionally crave depth and meaning in all that they do for a sense of fulfillment. And this can make them very intense people, obsessive people, and potentially even investigative people. The moon in Scorpio is fulfilled in life by having a sense of depth and meaning to all they do. And so they cannot be surrounded by superficiality. This is also why the stereotype comes along that oftentimes moon in Scorpios are very intense, chaotic people, because they experience extreme emotional highs and emotional lows. Whenever we have a moon in a water sign, this means that emotions are more intense. How exactly they are more intensely felt depends on the exact sign. But the moon in Scorpio in particular feels the most intense highs of high emotions and lows of low emotions. The moon in Scorpio craves a sense of depth with all they do, and so they may be more drawn to more deep and intense activities or people in general. And if they often don't have this, they may have a tendency to create chaos in the negative in their life. The moon in Scorpio also tends to have an obsessive personality. So whatever they're into, that is their thing, whether that's a person they're into, a hobby they're into, their career, or something else entirely. They want to be all in on all that they do. If they're choosing to invest their time into it, they want to feel that there is truly something worthwhile. So it's all or nothing with these people when it comes to the things they emotionally invest in. And finally, because the moon is our more emotional, childlike side. It is our inner child, so to say, the thing that we keep close to our heart and yet protect for that reason. The moon in Scorpio tends to be a very mistrusting person. So the negative, so to say, or challenging themes that a moon in Scorpio may face are mistrust, betrayal, or being very cautious when it comes to letting people in. These people are very slow to trust, simply put, but once they do, they are loyal for life. Because again, they observe the worst in people as the moon in Scorpio looks deep into people, and as they see and learn more about them, as they cultivate more times for vulnerability, their trust cultivates with that. So deep, loyal connections are essential to a moon in Scorpio, but they may also have challenges around feelings of mistrust, fears of betrayal along the way. Those who have their moon in the 10th house of career and profession are emotionally fulfilled in their career. The moon in 10th house indicates that their emotional fulfillment in life mainly comes through their career, through having a profession. These people aren't satisfied by living just a simple life or having a simple job. These people need to feel that they have authority and that they're doing what they're absolutely best at. So simply put, a moon in 10th house needs to feel that they have a profession and a career path, or else they find themselves feeling lacking in fulfillment. On top of that, I would add as a subtle final note to this interpretation, I've met so many moon in 10th houses who have found that they are more fulfilled by maintaining a career rather than going through stereotypical retirement. So what does it mean to have this intense, intuitive moon in Scorpio, specifically in the 10th house? There's a lot to the moon in Scorpio that oftentimes focuses on their relationships, meaning that they say, or I'll hear astrology interpretations say, the moon in Scorpio needs codependent relationships, or that they focus all their attention on their relationships, or they're very mistrusting and they let no people in. It's very focused on the people. But the moon in Scorpio in 10th house is a great reminder that this Scorpio energy is not just about people, it's about all they do. So when the moon is in Scorpio and in the 10th house, this means that this is a person who is emotionally fulfilled by depth, obsession, intensity, and a sense of intimacy in their career and with their career. The 10th house, the house of career and profession, when in the sign of Scorpio, means that these people need a career path that they're emotionally invested in. They need to feel like their heart is in what they do. Funny enough, I have a Mars worksheet for Mars in Scorpio that says my life is my work or nothing at all. And the similar kind of mentality applies to those who have a moon in Scorpio and in the 10th house, because these people need to feel emotionally deep and connected already with the world around them. When it's in the 10th house specifically, this needs to be through the career. These people, a moon in Scorpio who craves depth, finds that sense of depth best through the career and profession when in the 10th house. So a superficial career will not do it for these people. Customer service, working under someone, doing work that their heart isn't in, it's not going to cut it for these people. These people need to feel that the work they do is deep, something they can be obsessed with, something that requires maybe even investigation, something that is meaningful, something that they can feel closely merged with. Now, additionally with this, I will add the interpretation that potentially a moon in Scorpio, because it's stereotyped as codependent at times, these people may be drawn to careers where they have a codependent partnership, or they are deeply able to merge with others around them, so to say. When it comes to love specifically, as I believe we will find with any moon in 10th house, a moon in 10th house craves a bit of authority or success in relationships. And I would love for you to give me your feedback down in the comments below, because this is how I have personally noticed it seems to be for many moons in 10th houses, what I've heard from them, and I would love to hear if this resonates for you. Overall, moon in 10th houses, because they crave a sense of profession and authority in their career, this oftentimes translates over to their relationships. And so they want to feel a sense that their relationship gives them a sense of authority and recognition, or they want to feel that their relationship itself appears to be successful. Because a moon in 10th house innately craves a sense of success, more so at times than other people may. The moon in Scorpio in 10th house specifically may feel like they want to have a successful relationship that appears to be more deep and meaningful than anyone else's. Additionally, the moon in Scorpio in 10th house may simply put crave to feel a sense of authority and recognition in their relationship by being such a deep investigative person. When we have the moon in Scorpio in 10th house, this means that this person wants to be recognized for their ability to emotionally dive deep with people. And this is something they want in their career, but also something they may crave in love and in relationships. So being with someone who honors the fact that you are a deep, investigative, obsessive, insightful person who can see beyond the veil or see beyond people's BS is very essential for you in relationships. However, though the moon in Scorpio in 10th house wants authority and recognition in their career, or in their love life too, it's an interesting dynamic we have here, because the 10th house is the house of being seen. However, the moon is something we keep close to our heart. It's something we protect. And so when we have this very soft, sensitive, malleable moon sign, we can call it, in the 10th house, It's a deep desire for recognition combined with the fear of being damaged to some degree. It's like we have this precious child or baby that we want to protect, even if we want to pull a Lion King and show it to the world, so to say. So with the moon in Scorpio in 10th house, you probably crave recognition in your relationships for your deep, insightful, investigative nature. And yet at the same time, this can be something hard for you to open up and share with your partner, especially in the early phases. This is further emphasized because the moon in Scorpio has feelings of mistrust and an innate fear of betrayal. This is coming back to a mother wound that the moon in Scorpio harbors. If you want to learn more about that mother wound in particular, check out my video called Your Moon Sign Equals Your Mother Wound. Your mother wounds according to your moon sign. You can find it on my moon sign playlist. Point being, in love, the moon in Scorpio craves depth, intimacy, obsession, closeness, merging. They want to share your heart and wear your heart on your sleeve and have something that is so meaningful that comes through being able to vulnerably share your story. But not only do they want this vulnerability, they want to be recognized for their ability to do so they can feel a sense of authority, and they may crave a feeling of success in their relationship along the way and want to be recognized by the world as someone who has a successful relationship. And they may have to work on opening up and feeling into feelings of trust and vulnerability in order to attain this goal. Now, on the other hand, when it comes to career and finances, because the moon is in the 10th house, this means that this person needs a career for emotional fulfillment. I know that is a strong opinion, but it's something I've personally noticed with many of the clients I have worked with, of all the people I've worked with who have a 10th house moon or 10th house placement. These people find it best to maintain a career beyond retirement. And that doesn't mean you have to work yourself into the ground, but having somewhere where you get to show authority and be a professional is essential. And it is essential in this case for a moon in Scorpio in 10th house. Because you find your emotional fulfillment in your career, it's important for you to put extra effort in your career. And again, any career path won't do it for you, moon in Scorpio in 10th house. You need to have a career where you feel you get to be obsessed with what you do. You need a career where you feel like your heart is in what you do and what you do is meaningful to you. So moon in Scorpio oftentimes can be drawn to career paths where they're doing investigative work or doing work that requires more obsession. Even if it's not work that they maybe have their heart in, they may be drawn to fields where there's more mystery and investigation. For example, maybe it's studying, what is the word I'm looking for? Private investigator, for example, or anything related to crime. Legitimately, many of the moon in Scorpios I meet are drawn to learning about unsolved mysteries and learning about unsolved crime cases, so to say. I kid you not. And maybe that's you too. Comment down below. Point being, the moon in Scorpio, it will naturally be drawn to, when in the 10th house, careers where there's an aspect of investigation, intensity, or chaos. Again, a bit of a more manifestational side on this that I want to share with you guys is that when a moon in Scorpio in 10th house has too much stability in their career and it feels superficial and mundane, they start to create chaos in their career by attracting maybe issues with their coworkers or bosses from experience after working with many, many clients who have their moon in Scorpio, who've had their moon in 10th house and have had the similar placements. So overall, the moon in Scorpio needs to have a career that feels like they are professional in, that makes them feel like they have authority, and they have authority specifically for their ability to dive deeper than other people, and that they have their heart more invested in it than anyone else. When it comes to finances in particular, a moon in Scorpio in 10th house may notice that their finances so to say correlate with their level of obsession with their career. Meaning, a moon in Scorpio in 10th house also has the potential for switching career paths many, many times if they feel they haven't found their thing they get to be obsessed with, or if they feel that their job is too superficial. And their finances will likely reflect that. Many moon in Scorpios experience very highs and lows emotionally, but also financially. And this is not to say you're bound to experience this for life if you have this placement. It's just something I've noticed has come up. Because a moon in Scorpio craves a sense of depth with life, they oftentimes will disregard finances if need be to find that sense of depth. This is the antithesis antithesis of the person who will, so to say, sell their soul, we'll call it, for financial success. Though you want recognition for your success, you're gonna find that it's very hard for you to just do a job, even if it pays well, if your heart isn't in it. So these people may have more volatile finances that follow their emotional waves and patterns. And so it's very important for them to recognize what they like doing and how much they need to earn to feel good doing it. So if you're a Scorpio moon in the 10th house and you're thinking to yourself, oh my gosh, this is so me, but what do? Do I go quit my job tomorrow? Do I go change my relationships? Here are some practical tips for aligning with this energy in maybe small, subtle, or big ways so that you can feel more emotional fulfillment, because I will state this very confidently that our moon is one of the most important parts of our chart, and it's like the little toddler we carry around in our lives for the rest of our life. We have to nurture it. Always. At the end of the day, no matter what we do, what we achieve, who we're with, how much purpose we feel, our moon sign demands that it must be fulfilled, and the house. So Moon in Scorpio, the simplest thing I want you to think about, if possible, is how can I bring more sense of meaning to the work I currently do? And do I have somewhere where I feel like I am an authority for my ability to cultivate depth and investigate others? Maybe to clarify this a bit better, some Moon in Scorpios are very intuitive when it comes to other people and they can read people really well. Others are just very skilled at sharing their own depths, and some are a little bit of both. But nonetheless, there is an ability to bring depth to situations that a Moon in Scorpio can tap into when they feel safe. And because this is in your 10th house, this is something that gives you success and authority. So where do you get to share this nature of depth? Where do you get to express it? Is it creative? How do you express it? Leaning into this talent is essential for feeling a sense of fulfillment in your life and success in your career. And those are really the two major things I'd recommend you notice as a Moon in Scorpio, really, is where do I get to embrace this as an authority and what would feel like meaningful work? With that, I would maybe even take it a step further and tie in the rest of your chart or other aspects of your chart to understand what your unique talents are that will make you feel like you're obsessed with what you do. What could you do every day that wouldn't feel like work? That is the most important thing for you to prioritize. And if you can't shift careers, find a way to embrace this authority somewhere. Be a leader of a group, be a leader of a family, have some form of social group, social network, club that you run where you get to be an authority. This can be extremely fulfilling to a Moon in Scorpio and in the 10th house. So let me know down in the comments below, Moon in Scorpio in 10th house, did this video resonate for you? Did you find yourself feeling the sense that you've been unfulfilled in your career in the past because it wasn't aligned with your Moon in Scorpio? Do you commonly change career paths? What parts of this video resonated for you? Simply put, what parts didn't? I would love to hear down in the comments below. And if you are someone who wants to learn more about your unique astrological birth chart and how you are being impacted in unconscious ways potentially, then I invite you to book a reading down in the description box below, where in 30 minutes or 1 hour, we can dive deep into your soul's unique energetic imprint. If you have a Moon in Scorpio, I want to note that if you're in the millennial generation, this is going to be very important for you to note, and we can talk about why in a reading. But I will be sharing more videos regarding that regardless anyway. So be sure to subscribe to the channel and stay tuned for more videos. Learn more about readings down below. Get more practical guidance to the stars for free by joining my newsletter down below. And thank you guys so much for watching. I sincerely hope you enjoyed. Once again, my name's Isabel. From my heart to yours, namaste.